Awesome. Everyone, welcome to Superfight at FanCon 2020. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a fun game of ridiculous arguments, and we have a bunch of folks joining us for these ridiculous arguments. They are going to get randomly assigned some fighters with some interesting attributes, and they are going to make their case as to why they will win. Before that, though, I want to remind everyone to take a look at our website, ahml.info/fancon, for more sessions and activities for the whole weekend. If you're participating in our daily raffle drawing, make sure that you download the ActionBound app. The code for this program is VQ65P. Make sure you enter that. You get points for every FanCon event you participate in. So make sure you enter that, get some credits, maybe win a Funko Pop of your choice. It's a pretty sweet prize. You can see it up on your stream screen. It should be over on the side. I think I'm pointing correctly, something like this. It's on the bottom of the screen if you forget. It'll be on the bottom. It is different than the other screens I've seen. Our screen, it's on the bottom. All right, the more you do, the more chance you have for winning. But let's get going on a game of Superfight. We will start with our first two contestants. We are going to kick things off with Charlotte and Anthony. I am going to start by sending them their options for 3 fighters and 3 attributes. They will choose them, but then they're going to get a random choice in there that they don't get to pick.
So I'll be choosing 1 fighter and 1 attribute?
You are choosing 1 fighter and 1 attribute.
All right.
All right, so Charlotte has hers.
Oh, and Charlotte already is winning with her awesome background.
That is
I love
true.
this.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I just went with the generic Superfight logo, but...
All right, and Anthony is getting his.
Ooh, okay.
So I need both of you. I need both Charlotte and Anthony. You only have a few seconds to send me the 1 fighter and 1 attribute you are choosing.
Send.
All right. Anthony. That is your random attribute.
Oh, no.
And Charlotte, here is your random attribute. Okay? So Charlotte is going to be our player 1. Remember, when it's time for voting, you will vote for player 1 or player 2 when it is time. So Charlotte, you will have 90 seconds. Let me pin your video to introduce your fight. Actually, let's quickly introduce our fighters. Charlotte, share with us, who is your fighter?
I am a K-pop star with a lightsaber.
And do you have your...
And I would... Oh,
what's your last random attribute as well? Share that.
I can magically make anything from a supermarket appear.
Okay. Versus...
I have identical twins that are 10 stories tall. However, they're on a skateboard.
Okay, so Charlotte, you will have 90 seconds to make your case. Your time starts now.
Well, if I'm a K-pop star, then I'm going to have like security guards with me to make sure I don't get hurt. And also I have a lightsaber, and those things can cut through literally anything, which makes it pretty easy to win a fight. And also, you can make there are things from a supermarket, like cleaning supplies and like chemicals, which you can use to make poisons and stuff. So, and also you can just throw like apples and stuff at the twin, or like to clog up their skateboard so they would fall over and hit their head from 10 stories up. So that would make them fall over and probably get a very serious concussion. And I really do not think there are many hospitals that will take identical twins who are 10-story high. So yeah.
All right. Are you resting your case or do you have more?
That's it.
All right. Quite a case. Quite a case.
Wow. All
A
right.
mic is dropped. Anthony, you have 90 seconds. Hold on. I gotta reset my timer. That your time begins now.
All right, I haven't worked out for me, clearly. I was all confident. I walked in here very confidently. I had identical twins, 10 stories tall, two individuals who, besides just being massively tall, are completely in sync. As we all know, siblings, coming from an only child, I know everything about siblings. All siblings work together in perfect cohesion. But I realize I'm a bit of a disadvantage here if they're on a skateboard. They have to work together on a single skateboard. But it was never specified how big the skateboard is. So I'm going to assume the skateboard is big enough to hold two identical twins who are 10 stories tall, which would allow them a fair amount of mobility in being able to take on this K-pop star with a lightsaber. And thankfully, the lightsaber is going to make them easier to spot because it is a bright light. So even if we are in the dark, we can find them. Some of those apples being thrown at me, however, I'm going to have to watch out for. But I feel like with enough effort, if I have my two twins working together at that height, moving quick on a skateboard, in sort of a luge position, I'd imagine, there's at least a reasonable chance that with a couple of proper skates, I can attempt to run over the K-pop star with a lightsaber. And that's my case.
All right. So there you've heard it. Our first two combatants. Viewers, we want to hear any questions you may have. Also, anyone in this group, you are going to be voting for your favorite winner out of those our viewers. Do you have any questions while we wait for some of our YouTube videos, YouTube chats to come in? Any questions for our two contestants?
So Charlotte was player 1, Anthony was 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, just curious. I don't know. I'm just saying I really liked Charlotte's argument. Both of your arguments were fantastic, but I just loved the diversity in thinking. You're like, I can throw apples. I can make household like poison, essentially. And I'm just like, you're not wrong. So I'm just saying.
I really want to ask a follow-up question and try to poke a hole here, but I mean, I feel like, Charlotte, you really just nailed him with the obvious fact that no one can treat a traumatic brain injury on a 10-story tall person.
That's
Big brain. It's a large traumatized brain.
There's no MRI to fit that into. Goodness. Unless we're going like Magic School Bus style, we're all gonna get into a submersible and just go into the brain, full-size human, like submarining down the blood vessels.
Yeah, I saw that movie. That was a good one. So a question for Anthony from YouTube. What if they're bad at skateboarding? That's my assumption. And if there's a dip in the ground, done.
Yeah, you know what? While smaller dips won't be a big problem, I'd imagine it's the larger divots we'd have to keep an eye on. So again, the luge position will allow them to have a little more stability, but we're still at the mercy of poor construction. And if it's happening, I'm assuming in this area, I realize it's even more of a disadvantage if the construction, like I said, around here being what it is, the skateboard may not be the most optimal choice, especially if they are 10 stories tall.
All right. It looks like that was our, the question time is over. It is now decision time. So everyone who is not one of our two fighters, both on YouTube and here in the chat, message to me who you choose. Player 1, Charlotte, the K-pop star with a lightsaber and can summon anything from a supermarket using magics. Or the identical twins on a skateboard. Oh, what was your last one?
No, they're 10 stories tall.
10 stories tall and they're on a skateboard.
Yes.
Yeah. So please let me know. All right. I'm getting inputs. Okay. Tabulating. tabulating. Crunching the numbers. Inputting. All right. And unanimous choice, Charlotte, player one, defeats. So we will have our K-pop star with a lightsaber and summoning things from groceries will face our next opponent. That is going to be Brian / Sub-Zero Casual Friday. He will be our player two. Let me send you your fighters, Brian.
Please let me get the Sub-Zero card.
So please choose one of your fighters and one of your attributes.
We need like fight music right now.
We do. It would be cool. If you guys could all sing fight music, do that for us, please.
Well, I mean, Charlotte on the last one, I feel like she should be the one singing the fight music.
Charlotte, yeah, could you give
She
us
has
some
the
like
most fight here. Clearly.
tense music? Really psych Sub-Zero out.
Dun 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 dun. dun.
Pretty great. Yeah. Did you write that? That's good. All right, Sub-Zero, your time is running out. I need your two fighters. Have you made your decision? All right, and here is your random assignment. Why is it not pasting? There we go. Okay, here it comes. Let me put. So we know our fighter one, right? We've got Charlotte with her K-pop star, lightsaber, magically summons anything from a supermarket. Now player two enters. Brian, can you make your case?
Haunted doll. Invincible shield. 6 inches tall. All right. Annabelle, I assume we've seen Annabelle. Any of the Conjuring movies, really, because they all run together. This isn't about the Conjuring universe, though. This is about Haunted Doll, who, as you know, can really make you think and see anything that you don't really think or see. I can terrify. I can make lights turn off. I can make objects fly across the room, and apparently I can suddenly turn into a full-grown woman and charge at you through a door, if we're going with Annabelle rules here.
Spoiler alert.
6 inches doll, 6 inches tall, not really applicable, not a detriment to being a haunted doll. Also, need I remind you of the invincible shield, which is just full-size invincible shield. 6 inch tall doll crouching behind invincible shield. Lightsaber versus invincible shield. No, invincible shield wins. Anything from a supermarket versus invincible shield. Invincible. That's the key word here. So I'm gonna survive. As far as how I'm going to win in a fight to the death, I'm a haunted doll. You kill the doll, the haunting still continues. So I'm gonna outlive you just on longevity alone.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Sorry, you made it just under the wire. Sub-Zero on Casual Friday. Charlotte, let me pin you. You will have 90 seconds to make your rebuttal. Your time starts now.
Okay, so, your shield cannot cover you from every direction because it's a force field. So I'm a K-pop star with a lightsaber. So I think I can I'm like taller than 6 inches. So I can just like put my lightsaber and then like bring it down and like move it very, very quickly before like you have a chance to move your shield. Because also the fact that you're a doll, you're a haunted doll, but like you're still a doll. So I don't think haunted dolls can move unless you unless you don't look at them. So you could unless I have all my bodyguards. So my bodyguards can go from attack from all the directions so that your invincible shield can't cover you from all directions. So all my bodyguards could defeat you. And also, I can summon anything from a supermarket. I could summon more apples. And the invincible shield, I could throw apples from a bunch of different directions and throw them again above the shield and down, because your shield cannot cover your entire thing.
All right, that is time. I love that. No matter who you face, you're like, I got bodyguards and apples. What more do you need? All right, we do have a question from YouTube. This is first one. Let's do one for Charlotte. Do the bodyguards also have lightsabers? So that's a question for you, Charlotte. Do your bodyguards also have lightsabers, or is it just the K-pop star?
They probably won't have lightsabers, but they probably have some sort of weapon.
Yeah. Like those, that the stormtroopers have, they're electric-y. Yeah. Electric bats. All right, and this one is for Casual Zero Sub-Zero. Casual Zero. I'm just going to call you that. It's your name now, Casual Zero. Can a 6-inch doll carry a full-sized invincible shield? This is from Mackle on YouTube. I wonder who that is.
Mackle. Well, while a doll itself probably can't, demon spirit possessing me, capable of moving a lot of corporeal objects. Mackle. What kind of name is Mackle?
Yeah. All right. Any questions from inside the chat for either of our fighters? No? All right. I think it is time for voting then. Player 1, K-pop star with a lightsaber and summoning anything from a grocery store. Or a haunted doll carrying an invincible shield that is 6 inches tall. Okay. Oh, there is not unanimity on this, so I actually need to pay attention to what people are saying. Hopefully we got some votes coming in on YouTube. Okay.
So curious about this.
All right. It is still, it wasn't a perfect shutout this time, but again, the K-pop star reigns victorious. I feel like it's that grocery store. Anthony, actually, you made I didn't see your chat before we did voting, but you made a very interesting point.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I'm not mistaken, salt is a useful tool against the possessed, ghosts and the like. So given that you can pull from a supermarket, salt being fairly common, that'd be also a great way to take care of cursed objects, ghosts, etc. Hey, I watch Supernatural. I know things.
Sir Salt and you are safe.
That is a super good point. I hadn't even thought about that.
Not a lot of people know this, but the possessed and demons very high blood sugar, so they really got to watch their sodium intake. All right, so next up, Vesrin is going to be our fighter. So Ves, I am sending you your 3 fighters and your 3 attributes. Let's see if you can create the fighter that will take this K-pop star down. I don't want to say it's a reign of terror, but it's a reign of, at least for our last 2 fighters, some general discomfort. So choose your 1 from each of those. All right. Are we ready?
Sure. Okay, wait.
That is your last one. All right. So we have our K-pop star. Well, like we just know. Like I feel like I went to high school with this K-pop star with a lightsaber that can summon things from the grocery store. I know them so well. But our new fighter from VES, would you like to introduce who is going to try to take them down?
Okay, so my fighter is who's gonna take down this terrifying K-pop star is a queen, and this queen is made of pure energy. So the things that this queen can do are
I'm sorry. I'm going to stop you there. We need to know your one extra attribute, Vess. You're a queen made of pure energy. This is so important. But also,
and she has short baby arms.
yeah, short little baby arms. She's the little teeny little baby.
She just has really, really short baby arms. Okay.
The baby arms are still made of pure energy. They are short little baby arms.
They're short little baby energy arms.
So make your case why you can take this K-pop tyrant down in 90 seconds. Go.
Okay, so this queen made of pure energy with these short freaking little baby arms. First of all, okay, how many times do you see short baby arms on a fully grown person? Okay, that's ridiculous. One, okay, you're just gonna die either laughing or you're gonna be so freaked out you're gonna be like, I don't want to fight her. That's ridiculous. Okay, two, she is a queen. So what does that mean? That means A, she has to have training, right, to get to her the point where she's at. She's got to have gone through. Has anyone seen Vagrant Queen? Like, they obviously know how to fight. They know how to wield a sword. They know how to do spy things. Like, this queen knows how to do a whole bunch of things. Knows how to, put on disguises and everything, so I can escape you, and also I'll be able to fight you if I have to, which I can totally do. But the other thing too, or B, whatever I said, is she's a queen. So guess what? That means that she has a huge amount of people by her side ready to fight and die for her. So by the time that you are fighting through all these people, you're going to get tired. And guess what? The queen can take you down with her short little baby arms made of pure energy once you're tired from fighting all of my minions, essentially. Oh, okay. And I only have 3 seconds left, so.
Argument over. Okay, I think there were some compelling points made there. But Charlotte, your K-pop lightsaber wielding supermarket wizard, make your case, make your defense. Your 90 seconds begins.
Well,
now.
first of all, I have some bodyguards of my own to go against yours. Probably not as many, but like I have a lightsaber which can cut anything in 2 seconds. And also, if I can summon anything from a supermarket, then I can summon an electrical cord, because bigger supermarkets like Myers or Walmart or something probably sell some electrical cords. So I could suck up her pure energy with my electrical cord after being done with her bodyguards. And also, she can't fight me with stubby baby arms. She cannot have a sword with those stubby baby arms. That's just impossible. So yeah.
All right. Are those your cases? Are you ready for the question round?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
All right. So we're gonna go. Actually, we'll stick with you. A question. You were sort of touching on this. Which supermarket?
Any
Is it
supermarket.
any supermarket? Can you sort of choose all supermarkets, or there's only one supermarket that you can summon from?
Just as a supermarket, so any supermarket, because those all fit into the category. So it can be a Walmart, or it can be some Walmart superstore, or some super Walmart or something, or it could be Sam's Club or whatever.
All right. Yeah, that is a large selection. This is a question for both of you, actually, that I want you to answer. This is from Makel again. Can't a lightsaber that is basically an energy sword hurt a being made of energy?
Okay, well, here's the thing though. If it's, I guess I could just go down a whole rabbit hole because now I'm curious too. I mean, I think it could personally, but I also kind of think I'm like, okay, if a lightsaber is pure energy and I'm pure energy, would they not just like cancel each other out, or possibly I would absorb, like they would be absorbed by one another in some way? I don't. I think that's a real good question. I'm not gonna lie.
Might cause like an explosion, like a giant energy explosion, which might just like kill both of us.
That's true. That's a good point too. I don't know.
Yes. There's a bit more chatter on the YouTube. Someone actually says a lightsaber was used to absorb the Force lightning energy from Palpatine.
That's right.
In some, maybe a recent Star Wars, maybe an older Star Wars. Another question for Vess. These are two-part questions. One actually came from inside the house. Our casual Zero friend asked what it is your queen is a queen of, but then also, couldn't a queen of all rule over the supermarkets of her land and tariff all the goods? We're getting into economic policies now.
Wow. That, first of all, A+ on that multi-layered question. Second of all, I would like to think that she is just a queen of the land, which means technically, yeah, that she would be queen over these supermarkets, which means then that I would actually have sort of like dominion over the things in it. So what does that mean if you are ruining my goods? You know, does that mean my own people are rebelling against you? Does that mean you're throwing out the people's food? Because they would be pretty angry about that. And maybe there'd be more people being like, hey, I don't like this person, this K-pop person who's destroying all of our food. And I'd be like, you know what? You should fight for me because that's obviously not right. So that's a really good question. I actually think, yeah, I think that the economics would kind of come into play here a little bit.
Yeah, and well, I'm going to share some of the, I wouldn't say they're questions from YouTube. It sounds like almost a full like Twitter debate is happening in our YouTube comments. Makel again suggests that summoning rolling rubber tires could cause some trouble for Energy Queen baby arms. But also, if Gazing Forth says, if this is for all supermarkets, tariffs aren't a concern, since she can pull not only from any supermarket, but any location. And, what if she goes outside of your economic locus of control? Honestly, fascinating, but also very boring. So we're going to turn it over to voting. So player one, if you want to continue the reign of this unstoppable K-pop star with a lightsaber and summoning all items from any supermarket that's ever existed or will exist. I don't know, that might be a little, maybe we need to put some limits on a supermarket. It just needs to be like the Aldi on Gulf Road. Or is it, as Makel so eloquently put it, Queen Energy baby arms?
Queen Energy.
Pure energy, a queen of pure energy with little baby arms. That is our player two. So if you want our K-pop star, vote for player one. If you are voting for our K-pop star, I'm sorry, if you are voting for Queen Energy baby arms, player two.
Also known as Keba. Queen Energy baby arms. Keba.
Ooh, I like Keba.
Right.
Is there an apostrophe in there? I imagine there's an apostrophe.
It feels very, we're going into Star Wars now. It does feel like it would be like a K-E apostrophe B-A sort of thing.
I was thinking Q apostrophe E-B-A.
Oh, right, it's Queen. Why am I saying K? You're right. It would be Q. Q apostrophe
yeah.
EB. Yeah, no, that'd be right.
But
I don't know why I'm
how
saying
are
that'd be right.
how are the burritos at Keba?
In all the land, mortal.
Right. It is again unanimous for our K-pop star.
Nice.
This is unprecedented. I've never seen this before. Moving on to David. I think if you fully defeat everybody, we're going to have to start fresh with a brand new roster, but that's okay. David, you are going to get your fighter and your attributes to choose.
All right.
So speaks the amorphous blob.
Yes.
It is a very friendly, it looks intimidating, but is a very friendly and benevolent amorphous.
Stare into the orb.
It's like a creature that exists in multiple dimensions. It's
like,
constantly oozing and forming.
Reminds me of Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls. If anyone's watched that.
Really need to. I've seen a few episodes. It's really good, but I have not gone through. Oh, I know. It's on the way.
Well, no. To be fair, I just watched it, so I get you.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm looking at these choices, and David's got some to choose from.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
What will David, the amorphous blob, choose?
Is it a blob? It's more an orb.
That's true. It's been keeping a cylinder, like a circular form. So I would say
it's too Euclidean to be a blob.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is quite regular.
Charlotte, I think you need to find a K-pop Jedi supermarket mashup background for your Zoom at this point. I don't know how you're going to put that all together, but if you can, I'll be very impressed.
I feel like you have found the fighter that can win both a game of Superfight, but also supermarket sweeps would just dominate that.
Yeah,
just sit still. It's mine. I got it. There it is.
There's some choices here.
And she said with Walmart, like that's a lot. Like she can summon a sofa.
You could summon. I mean,
I don't know what you're gonna summon a sofa for, but like it's there.
You can summon small creatures. You can summon anything from their pets.
Right, they have a pets department. Oh no, I didn't even think of the pets department.
Is no one thinking of the fact that some Walmarts can like wield actual weapons?
Yes, I was just thinking of the snakes from like a PetSmart or something. Technically, that's a supermarket, isn't it?
All right, David
Sorry, go ahead.
has made his selection. David, our benevolent orb overlord, please share with us your fighter.
Lord.
So, I am a snake that controls an army of flying monkeys.
Oh.
And also, did you get your
third? Oh,
yes.
I did now. I also breathe fire.
All right, make your case against the K-pop Jedi supermarket Grandmaster. 90 seconds.
All right.
Now.
Well, you have your bodyguards. I have a whole bunch of flying monkeys. So I feel like those pretty much would cancel each other out. Now, I'm just a snake, but I can breathe fire. AKA about 2/3 of a dragon, I'd say. So I think one K-pop star with a lightsaber, I got some fire, I can breathe it. You're still pretty far away. So I think that would be handled. And also, if I get into trouble, need to retreat a little bit, just summon over one of my flying monkeys, picks up the snake, fly back and heal, maybe come back later.
All right, are you resting your case at only halfway through?
Yeah, it's solid.
Okay. All right, very confident. Very confident. The orb speaks. And Charlotte, make your defense against this fire-breathing snake, but just as much that the army of flying monkeys at their control.
Well, I could I could get like snake spray or something at like a Walmart. Like I'm not sure if that's a thing, but like if you go camping, there's probably some sort of snake repellent that you can get at a store. So you can get so I could probably get like a snake repellent from my store and like they build like a base where the snake just like doesn't want to go. And also, I don't like if the snake's on the ground, then it probably won't be that hard to avoid fire. Because the snake that can breathe fire, like all you need is a fire extinguisher and or like just water, and you could just like pour the water all over it, and that would also probably harm the snake because it's cold-blooded. So if it was like cold outside, that would really harm the snake because it would get really cold and then possibly die because of that, and it probably wouldn't be able to breathe the fire.
All right. Came in with a few seconds left. Some suggestions from YouTube? We have Runa, who, while we were starting, is very excited for the cosplay opportunities, the cosplay potential for K-pop Jedi. So maybe go back and watch that Cosplay 101 panel we had from yesterday. Get some ideas. Charlotte, I think it's in your future. Runa also suggests for David, now one can attack from the air. So not only your monkeys, but I'm envisioning the monkeys and snakes working together. Any other questions from the group for either our monkey snake friends, snake leading a monkey army, or our K-pop Jedi?
Well, I have a question. So, like, if this snake, snakes are cold-blooded, yeah, sure. But, like, if the snake breathes fire, can we, like, reasonably assume maybe that this is, like, a very special snake and is, like, immune to things that might otherwise have hurt him because he's breathing fire, Like, maybe his whole background is that he grew up all put away from the other snakes because he can breathe fire. And that's weird because they shouldn't do that because they're cold-blooded. So
you don't get cold if you set everything around you on fire.
What'd you say?
You don't get cold if you set everything around you on fire.
And that is also true.
So Vess makes the I would say daring assumption statement that we cannot assume anything about the biology of a fire-breathing snake, which I think is safe. Some other suggestions and questions from YouTube. Gazing Forth says, we've been talking all about apples, but what about bananas for those flying monkeys? And Makel is back again saying those monkeys are out of the picture with an infinite supply of bananas. Yeah. But the bodyguards are a threat again.
Well, then the body, like, you could just use those banana peels just like in the cartoons, and I don't know.
That's like collateral damage. That's like friendly fire. What if the banana peels start making your bodyguards slip too?
I don't even know.
Oh, that is when you get hoisted on your own banana.
No, prone bodyguards, preoccupied monkeys, those guys cancel each other out, and now you've just got K-pop star with an infinite supply of fire extinguishers going at a little snake that's just on the ground breathing fire. It's not looking good for the snake, I don't think.
That's true, and I did look it up even because I was curious. There are snake repellents.
Well, yes, it looks like bad news for Charlotte. This is from Runa, has been doing some research for us. I wonder if Runa must be spending some time with library resources. I am reading about snake repellent, and it looks like they are generally ineffective and require a license to purchase. So that might be a little hard for a K-pop star.
Can you get a license at a supermarket?
Ooh, what? You cannot buy your license at a no.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a thing at a supermarket. That sounds like there's a whole courses you need to take, maybe an online presentation you need to watch. K-pop stars, I'm not sure if they have time for that.
You can get an AOL subscription from Walmart. It's $19.97.
All right. It is time for voting. Player 1 is our K-pop Jedi summoning items from supermarkets. How long has it been that we've lived with this this champion up top? It feels like I've never known another time. But then we also have our snake with an army of flying monkeys, and it breathes fire. That is player 2. Cast your votes. Oh my gosh, couldn't the forceful, energetic dance moves of a K-pop star stomp out snakes on the ground? Another thing to consider.
Those ground vibrations, that's how snakes sense a lot of things.
Oh yeah, they can track you down by
That
your
is
booties.
such a good point.
All right, need a few more votes from our internal group. Okay.
Very well done, Anthony.
This is what I do with my free time.
Oh, it happened.
Wow.
We're gonna have to pin that up.
That was my terrible picture.
Can you move aside, Anthony? I'm not sure.
Oh, here, yeah, I'll get out of the way. I'll send it to you.
Oh, it's also suggested from Jennifer that a K-pop star can use TikTok to summon more fighters.
That's true.
Yeah, that's real true, though. That's real true.
All right. So the votes are in, and our reigning champion is still the K-pop star with their lightsaber summoning items from a supermarket.
Woo!
So what we're gonna do, Charlotte, you're still in it, but we're gonna give you a new fighter. It seems like that K-pop star is just unbeatable, and it's maybe not fair. You're handicapped. We're gonna see if it's the arguer, if it's Charlotte, or if it's that K-pop star. Okay. And we are going to. I mean, you fought everyone. We'll put you back with Anthony. Are you ready?
Oh boy.
You are about to get your new fighter. Charlotte, here comes your 3 choices for fighter. And here are your 3 attributes. Make your choices. And Anthony.
Oh.
Yes, there's some interesting ones here.
All right.
All right, this is going to be our last bout because I believe we only have a few minutes left. So Charlotte, give me your choices, and Anthony, and then you will get your random. We got Charlotte fans out there on the YouTube.
I know, I'm real nervous right now.
He says, go Charlotte. Just wanted to give you that moral support from outside, Charlotte. All right.
Are you supposed to be unbiased?
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
All right, Charlotte, there is your extra attribute. Anthony, since we have you up on the screen, can you quickly introduce us to your fighter?
Absolutely. I had a lot of great options, but the one that stood out to me is a fairy godmother with a time machine that controls magnetism.
All right, let's see who your verse is. Charlotte, can you introduce us to your fighter?
I am a unicorn with eyes that turn people to stone and that eyes that can shoot lasers.
There's some good, nice peepers you got there. All right, Charlotte, you will have 90 seconds to make your case. Why is your unicorn with eyes that can both turn people to stone and shoot lasers going to win this fight?
Well, the first thing I would do is use my lasers to fry the time machine, because that's the only real threat. Just because if something to like a time machine, if you they have a time machine, they can keep going back in time, hacking them and stuff. So yeah, so then that's the biggest threat. So after that, I can just look at him and he'll turn to stone, and then I can use my unicorn horn to magically turn the stone into dust, so he's just dead. So yeah.
All right. Interesting case made there. Anthony, how is your fairy godmother with a time machine that controls magnetism going to stand up to this really mean horse?
All right. And hey, I'm not gonna be easy on it. It's not just a horse. That's a unicorn. Horses and unicorns, two different things, and it's important to know what you're fighting. Otherwise, you're gonna go into there blind, and you're gonna get hit with a horn. Big difference. But I'm looking at a full breadth of options here. And yes, the time machine is vulnerable. While it is my greatest asset, it's also vulnerable to stone attacks and lasers. That's true. But take away that, what do you got? I'm still a fairy godmother with magnetism. So basically, I'm throwing Doctor Who, Magneto, and the fairy godmother from the stuff she's in together into one. Cinderella, that's one of them. So fairy godmother already basically has omnipotence, so can do anything, can fight anything, etc. The magnetism less useful here, but there can be metallic particles in the stone potentially. A lot of options there. So I leaving that alone. You know what? I'm just gonna make a nice dress for the unicorn and keep it occupied. So if all else fails, I make for a heck of a tailor. I'm just saying. So, rest my case.
All right, Runa on YouTube asks, can't you just wish your time machine back?
That's true. Fairy Godmother's powers have never been clearly defined, so I don't see why she wouldn't innately already have time machines, either be able to summon them or have time control on her own.
I also have a question. Fairy Godmother is clearly able to turn little mousies into humans and cats into horsies. Does a fairy godmother have the ability to change a unicorn, say, into not a unicorn anymore?
That's true. If I wanted it to be something potentially less threatening, I could do that. If I wanted it to be something more threatening, I could turn it into a K-pop star, but far be it for me to try to make my job that much harder. But yes, that unicorn is subject to being turned into whatever I see fit. Like something something metal, for instance.
Excellent. I think this is a question for both of you. Makel is asking if unicorn magic, how it equates to fairy godmother magic. Let me go to Charlotte with this. How would you say they compare with? So we're stripping away all your magic skills of like laser beam eyes and turning into stone and controlling magnetism. None of that. Down to bare bones, fairy tale, fairy godmother, unicorn. Let's compare them.
I think unicorn magic has more to do with like stuff in nature, like more like flowers and trees and like animals and stuff like that. Well, fairy godmother magic has to do with like making like wishes come true and stuff like that. So, but like I don't really think a fairy godmother would act like just for like personal gain to hurt a unicorn. I don't think a fairy godmother would be like, look at this unicorn. I want to destroy it. Like I think fairy godmothers are more like kind of like helping people like with their like wishes.
Yeah,
like,
do fairy godmothers have individual agency? Or can they only work on others' behalfs? Just like genies, right? The genie in Aladdin couldn't just do his own magic stuff. He was bound to whoever had summoned him and made the wish. Are fairy godmothers beholden to their godchildren? Their fairy godchildren.
Who is this godchild? That I think is a very important. And how do we answer that question?
Yeah, well, I have that question too. Or is it more like Wanda in the Fairly Odd Parents, where she can just do anything? You know, that's a question that I also have.
That's we can go to Fairly Odd Parents and have that just as well. But yes, and it's just to say that maybe the unicorn also does not have its own agency, and we would be better suited to work together and create the ultimate power for good. Of course, I'd leave that to the unicorn. I can't speak for the unicorn.
That is also true.
Unicorn and drink the blood of the unicorn. Are you not then immortal?
Oh,
that's true.
Oh, that
you
is
don't true. The unicorn. You just need to draw blood.
You draw a little blood and then you like sip on it. and then you're like, haha, I'm immortal now. Like that. That's a good point.
Can a fairy godmother make more unicorns? An infinite army of unicorns.
Would that work against me? I feel like I would want more unicorns in the field, unless it takes a
I'm saying,
unicorn
I
to
think
fight a
these
unicorn.
are your unicorns.
Or like a unicorn spy.
The fairy godmother just wishes for more unicorns on her side.
Or like
Yeah.
another pretty unicorn to distract that first unicorn.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
It's got a fancier horn and stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right. I think we are entering time. And any last questions? I think we had most of them. It is time again for voting player one. We have a unicorn with eyes that turn people to stone, and also eyes that shoot lasers. But then we also have a fairy godmother with a time machine who can control magnetism, which we have apparently a representation of behind Anthony.
This is a loose artistic representation of this.
Emphasis on loose and artistic.
Loosely artistic.
Honestly, I'm not sure about representation either.
the Magneto hat makes it.
Okay, it is still a little tight. We've got some votes for unicorn. We've got some votes for our fairy godmother. All right. Do I need to do actual arithmetic here?
Is that the worst? This is what you need godmothers and unicorns for. Let them do the math.
Oh man, did anyone bring a calculator? It's godmother. I got to do it on my fingers. Godmother.
The original calculator.
Unicorn. This is where we are now.
Uh-oh, anybody?
I don't know if we have any more votes coming.
Wait, can I go back in time and have them vote again?
Oh my gosh. I'm not seeing anything. I'm counting down in 3, 2, 1. Yet again, it is not just the K-pop Jedi that wins. It is Charlotte. You need Charlotte here
No.
to shepherd your fighter to
Wow.
victory, no matter what it is. A round of applause for Charlotte. I'm very impressed.
No.
Everyone, can you hear? The internet is clapping as well. I can hear it from here. Excellent. I want to thank all of you so much for coming and playing with us. Charlotte, Anthony, David, Vesrin, Brian, thank you for taking the time out of your day. Thank you for coming to FanCon. Don't forget, everyone watching on YouTube, thank you for your votes, for watching these dramatic and, dare I say, ridiculous arguments and fights. Do not forget to enter your code into ActionBound to get credit. The code again is VQ65P. And don't forget to go to ahml.info/fancon to see all the other sessions. You can learn to use a Jedi, learn to use a lightsaber, I'm sorry, just like our K-pop star. You can come to video game playthroughs, so many things. Go check it out. And again, thank you, everyone. We are going to log out of the stream, but Charlotte, stick around because you have won your own copy of the Superfight game. All right? So thank you, everyone. We are going to get back to FanCon. We'll see you at all the other activities.
Nice. Thanks, everyone.
Woo, Charlotte! Woo!
Woo!